Hello and welcome back to the top 85 games for the BBC Micro Video Countdown series. In at number 12, it's FireTrack. Now, this was developed by Nick Pelling, and it was released not only for the BBC Micro but also the Commodore 64 in 1987, and it came out under the Electric Dreams software publishing label, although it was officially developed under Aardvark Software, which is of course Nick Pelling's own development label. It had a later port to the Acorn Electron by Superior Software in 1989 when it was released on a Play It Again Sam 7 compilation. In terms of the game itself, it's a vertical scrolling shooter, and it looks similar in terms of style and gameplay to Star Force, which was an earlier 1984 arcade game. But I think of FireTrack as very much a unique game in its own right. It might have been inspired by Star Force, but it's very much still its own game. One of the most memorable things, other than the gameplay itself, is, of course, the in-game music, which was original music composed by Nick Pelling himself. It actually has lyrics, as I learnt at an A-Bug meeting about a year or so ago. I'm not planning to sing those lyrics, but suffice it to say that it was a proper original piece of music that was composed with lyrics in mind. And if you don't come away from this video review without humming that tune in your head for many hours later, then I feel that my job has not been sufficiently well done. But I'm pretty sure you will be doing so because, yeah, the music is fantastic. And without further ado, let's dive in and have a look and a listen. Okay, let's start it up. And here we have it, Aardvark Software, copyright 1987. So there's a full-on story to go with the game. Basically, it's about some breakaway colonies that we're trying to bring back under control. And there are several different worlds, so each world is based on one of four designs, as you can see there: Base World, Dust World, Ice World, and Mall World. There is some variation within each of these design types. So essentially what you've got to do is take out the various defences and, as you can see here, the power nodes, power junctions and computer centres, and then you'll have a nasty end-of-level Devil's Rock, sort of Devil Rock's eyes to destroy at the end, and that's how you rack up your score. So, yep, there's a bit more information there about how to play it, but essentially the straightforward keys, as you can see here, are Z, X, asterisk and / for the typical left, right, up, down. And then you've noticed here it says return for fast fire. That's because actually you are always firing in FireTrack, but if you want to fire even more, you can hold down the return key. You can also choose which world you play on, so I'll do a little bit of world switching as we go along so we get to see a bit more of the game. And yes, the sort of subtitle for FireTrack is Search for the White Light. Now, interestingly enough, in 2017, a new homebrew game was released as a sequel to FireTrack, or unofficial sequel, I should say, which is called White Light. And hopefully at some point we will have a look at that on the channel too. But for now, let's get into FireTrack. And here we go, this is the loader, and then we'll get a nice hum as it loads in. Slightly reminiscent of Impossible Mission, that actually, in terms of the loading text. There we go. Now we'll let this play for a little bit. So this is the piece of music that has lyrics, as I recall. So this is a different piece of music from the one that plays in the game itself. But it's fantastic stuff. So I will let it play just for a few more seconds because it's great. It really is great stuff. Really need to sort of get into it here. Don't worry, I'm not going to be singing. It's great stuff, isn't it? Very jazzy. Anyway, we need to get into the game, so I'm going to hit space to start. And here we are. We're on Base World Signy here. So let's see how we get on. So it's loading away. There we are. Now we can already see that this is top quality game. Now you mustn't get too distracted by the flying spacecraft, because really what you need to be doing is destroying these various ground defences and power nodes and power junctions. So we want to need to keep an eye out for the pluses here. You can see one there which I've failed to hit, and that X which I've also failed to hit. But they're the ones you really need to be hitting in order to maximise your score and do the most damage overall to the colony, which you're trying to bring back under control. Here we go. Ooh, some molecules there. But yeah, this in-game music, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. Probably one of my favourite bits of Beeb game music that there is. I really, really like it. It's just so exciting, and it really, really suits a vertical shooter like this one. Ooh, now I want to get as many of these question marks as we can. Oh, fantastic stuff from me there. By getting as many of the question marks as you can, you get an extra ship, which, well, I then managed to blow up straight away in true fashion for me. Oh, hang on, get that plus. Yeah, there's a lot going on with FireTrack, and now these ones you can't. These macaronis, not macaronis, what are they called? Those pasta shapes that look like bow ties. Anyway, you can't shoot them. Now this is the Devil's Eye Rock, or Devil's Rock Eye, I think it is. You need to try and clear as much of that as possible without getting wiped out. Oh dear. There we go. I think it gives you a second pass as well. So we'll see if we can wipe out more of it. There we go, almost there now. I just need to get... There we are. And those are my bonuses there, ratcheting up at the end. So now we're into the next wave. Isn't it wonderful though? I mean, like, it plays so smoothly. Oh dear, terrible. Yeah, so smoothly, and oh dear, that was terrible. What am I doing? Hang on, let's try. I keep trying to get that plus at the beginning, and then just failing. So this is, by the way, me without holding down the enter key, so you can see it carries on firing anyway. And then this is with the enter key, where you get the sort of extra velocity behind your gun. Oh my word! Evade those ones. These ones we can't kill. Oh no! Rigatoni? Fusilli? I can't remember. Something like that anyway, but they finished me off, so there we are. But anyway, let's keep on going, I think. That wonderful music again. There we go. Trying to avoid these flying spaceships and just get into the ground defences and the power nodes. That's really what we need to be focusing on here. There we go, there's another one there. That's how you really make progress in the game, is you have to focus on the ground defences and not get too distracted by what's going on in the air. It's an interesting take on the vertical shooter, because normally it's the bonuses are to be had by wiping out the ships that are flying in towards you. So in games like Nevrion, for example. But yeah, here they're really more of a hindrance rather than anything else. You need to be focusing on those power junctions and power nodes. Oh my word! There we go. Let's get that one. But I mean, in terms of the sort of... Ooh, now there's a chance for an extra life here. There we go. Oh, I did it again. I got an extra life and immediately lost it. Oh dear. I don't think there's enough question marks left to get another one. No. Oh, blast. Oh. Here, oh dear. I'm not doing very well here at all. Alright, hang on. Let's just try and get out of these things. Go for these power junctions again. Yeah, in terms of the sort of sophistication of the game, I mean, it really is impressive. Yeah, so much going on the screen, and yeah, the graphics, sound, yeah, it's all just... I hesitate to ever call a game a perfect game, but... Ooh, there's even a change of music now. But I think you kind of see what I mean. I mean, it's got everything covered. You know, a lot of Beeb games have excellent gameplay, sometimes good graphics, sometimes average graphics, and then sometimes you're lucky to get a bit of sound, but it's rare to get a game that, you know, has excellent in-game sound, graphics, and gameplay all in one. That is quite a feat, and I think that Nick Pelling really pulled it off with FireTrack, which is why it's such a popular game, I think, with Beeb gamers generally. Now, that didn't go to plan here, but anyway, we're back on this level now, so let's see how far we can go this time round. I am going to give this level another go, and then we'll see if we can do a bit of world switching as well, because it's always good to see a bit more of the game than just the early levels. I like a game that lets you do that. Games like Hyperball and others, where you can actually jump into other levels. It's always feel like it's more of a sporting game that way. To have that ability. All these pluses. You know, I think I might have misspoken at the intro. I think maybe it is this piece of music that's the one that has the lyrics, because now I hear it again, I'm thinking, yeah, actually this is the lyrics that I can vaguely hear in my head. Here we go. Right. But yes, it takes a certain level of programming genius to be able to support a game with this amount going on and also have the sound chip really being put through its paces at the same time. Because, of course, the sound chip isn't just supporting the music here, it's supporting the in-game effects. Yeah, I mean, absolutely stunning. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he did it. But what he has achieved here is just incredible. There we go. Alright. Yes, now this was the level that I managed to not get past last time round. This is an very much harder level, because you'll notice that the ships are actually dropping little cluster mines behind them as well. So you've got to keep your eyes on those, because otherwise they'll take you out. Goodness me. This is, as I say, a different piece of music, but there you go, still excellent stuff. Wow. Oh my goodness. I've decided to just hold down the return key at this point, because, yeah, I'm not sure I'll be able to get much further if I don't. Oh my lord. Whoa. Look at that. Wow. We're off to Dustworld Dealan now. Nice. I'm back to... Oh. An amazing start there. Wow. Now, I have to say, I haven't... Oh, dear. I haven't played the Acorn Electron port of this game. I would be interested to see how that performs, because, yeah, given how much there is going on the screen, it'd be fascinating to know how well it ported to the Electron. But I would expect it to have been a pretty decent port if it was done by Superior, because they definitely knew what they were doing. But yeah, any Acorn Electron fans out there, please let me know if you've played the Acorn Electron version of it. As I say, it was one that I only knew of on the Beeb myself back in the day. Wow, this is... it's really quite challenging. Apologies for the occasional pauses in the commentary, because I really do need to concentrate at this point. Otherwise it's going to be quite a short review, which the game definitely deserves a good run-in, so I don't want to do it a disservice. But yeah, it is hard work trying to keep up with what's going on the screen, and also the old narration. Was that, was that my last one? Oh, don't know if it lets me... No, I think... Oh no, hang on, this is the level before, isn't it? Oh, goodness me. Yeah, my score has carried over, so it's there's obviously some level of continuation going on here. Goodness gracious. So, yes, I mean, when it comes to some of the sort of best programmers for the Acorn machines, Nick Pelling was far and away one of the best. He really did know what he was doing. And I think this is possibly his third game that we've looked at in the series so far. Obviously, Frack is possibly his most famous for the Beeb, but also we saw Arcadians as well, which is another Beeb fan favourite. Now, let's see if I can do a little bit of cheeky level switching. Can I do that? Not sure if that worked. No, I think we're back at the beginning again. Okay. No, wait. No, we're not. It's just the beginning music. No, I think I have switched to... Yes, this is Dealan, the Dust World of Dealan. So yes, I am... This was the level that I think I got to and then died on, and the continue took me one level back and I didn't manage to get past it, so it's good to give this level another go. Oh dear. It is rather frenetic. Oh, missed that power node there. Oh, hang on, there's a few more here. There we go. Wipe those ones out. I mean, look at the speed at which the sprites on the screen are moving is... I mean, it's insane, really. Yeah. To have that... Oh, goodness. To have that many of them flying around at that sort of speed, and obviously the gaming ship itself that I'm piloting, it just amazing. Now, I know that there are people who do share the source code from time to time, the likes of Kevin Edwards, and also Mark Moxon has done some brilliant disassemblies, annotations thereof of source code. I would love to see what the source code of FireTrack looks like, because I don't know how how he managed to do what he did here with the Beeb's 32k of memory. It must have been an incredible feat of software engineering, that's all I'll say. Oh dear. Yes, an incredible feat of software engineering that is not in any way reflected by the abysmal gaming ability that I'm demonstrating here. Let's see if we can try that. There we go, we'll go to Ice World Shale. Let's see what that one looks like. Back to the original music. Oh, hello. This is interesting. This is a bit of a, dare I say, a bit of a breather here, because we seem to just have ground defences in this level, which is a welcome a welcome relief after the last level I was on. So I'm not going to complain about that. Although I'm still managing to miss most of the pluses and X's. Well done, me. Also, I mean, just thinking about the colour scheme going on here, he's done some very clever work. Oh, hello. No, I didn't manage to bag a life there. He's done some very clever work with the palette switching, because the level itself appears to be using cyan, blue, white and black, but my ship and all of the explosions are in red, yellow and black, as is the score at the top. Some healthy bonuses there. Oh gosh, that was pretty challenging. I just keep in a straight line there. Yeah, you see here as well, we're quite a mix of colours going on. So, I mean, initially that would suggest Mode 2, but first of all, it doesn't look like a Mode 2 game due to the pixel sizes, and also, if he was running it in Mode 2, I mean, he'd have precious little memory left to play with, so I don't know how he's achieved that, but some very clever work going on. Which is more than could be said for my gameplay, but there we go. Okay, let's try and bag as many of these as possible on this slightly relaxed level. It's a bit like spot the difference kind of puzzle to try and notice those pluses and X's. Because, yeah, they blend into the scenery somewhat. Really been showcasing the aerodynamics of my spaceship, so I should demonstrate that you really can move in quite a weaving pattern here, which is good fun. Oh, failed to get an extra life again. Now I believe that the ideal way of doing this is to sort of go forwards and then pull back to try and maximise the amount of damage that you're able to do. So we'll try doing that as we come back for a second pass. Yeah, there we go. Oh. There we have it. Yeah, not a bad bonus again. Oh! Oh! Straight in death. Oh, that was clumsy. So, apologies to... Oh, it's those little mines that they're dropping, isn't it? Right, let's see if we shift back to... Let's go back to Signy, shall we? There we go. Might have another go of Signy and then possibly call it a day at that point, because, yeah, it's... fascinating game, but if I'm not careful I'll end up just sitting here playing it for hours, and that doesn't necessarily make for the best review. So what I would say in sort of summary is that the reason I've brought this in at number 12 is because it is a rarity in the Beeb game world to have something this complex that nevertheless manages to deliver on exceptional gameplay, graphics and music. And I mean sound effects to boot. Having all of that rolled up together in one game is something that there were very few games back in the day that could achieve it. And yeah, this is absolutely one of them. It's probably the best example of a holistic game with all of the typical areas covered, and it doesn't skimp on any of the others in order to provide the excellent music, gameplay and graphics. That's the thing with FireTrack, there's nothing about it that makes you feel like, well, you know, they probably had to sacrifice one aspect to get better graphics. You know, there are certain games which have got, you know, brilliant graphics, but you feel like, well, the gameplay is perhaps not exceptional. And you're sort of understanding of that because you think, well, you've got to make those choices when it comes to programming a game with 32K of memory, but somehow Nick Pelling just pulls it out of the bag and says, well, here you go. Here's a game that does everything. And yeah, it is quite the game. See how far we can get through Signy. I've never completed FireTrack. You can probably tell why. But would be interested to hear from anyone that has. Don't know whether there's anything particularly significant that you see in the sort of last ever level, whether it does one of the sort of classic Beeb game loops where you basically play through the game a second time. Oh dear, well, that was a bit of an ignoble end to our review of FireTrack, but I am going to leave it there because, as I say, I don't want to get too carried away with it. What more is there to be said? It is a fantastic game. If you are one of the few people that hasn't played it, I'm hoping that having seen and heard this game, you will want to go and play it immediately because it is just so good. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed this review. I think you'll agree that it is thoroughly deserving of its spot in at number 12. And yeah, that's FireTrack from Nick Pelling in 1987. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll join me for the next video in the series. But until then, goodbye.